Another Schumacher is on the grid and a lot is expected from him. If you're a fan of Formula 1, then you probably know who world champion Michael Schumacher is. His son Mick is currently playing on the grid for Haas as of this moment. We aren't sure if it's a blessing or a curse that he's a Schumacher, but we're definitely sure that it puts a lot of pressure on the new driver. Like he hasn't scored a single point during the 2022 season, and we're already halfway through it. He's gone through multiple crashes already, even breaking the car in half one time, to the point that the team principal, Gunther Steiner, has threatened to kick him out. According to him, it's just not possible to continue like this, and he knows that, Steiner said ahead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. He's crashing into a wall at some stage. It's also not healthy. Obviously, he wants to score points, and if you crash into the wall, you don't score points. To be fair, plenty of sons of former Formula 1 drivers have joined the sport over the years, but hearing the name Schumacher hits differently because of Michael's achievements in Formula 1, which were honestly out of this world. He won an astounding number of 72 Grand Prix and earned 7 world titles after all. Mick did pretty well in other areas of motorsport all on his own. He was a member of Ferrari Driver Academy who earned the Formula 2 title in 2020 and also won the Formula 3 championship in 2018. His father definitely trained him well. By the year 2021, he was now part of Formula 1, joining the Haas Formula 1 racing team alongside Nikita Mazepin. Mick showed the same talent he embodied in the other sports during the most difficult season for the Formula 1 rookies ever. He kept consistently outclassing his teammate in their uncompetitive machinery, but sadly both of them did not earn a single point in the whole season. Formula 1 is truly a different world compared to the other motorsports, perhaps the most elite league of car racing. Haas is already known to be one of the few teams in the grid that has not been able to rank higher than 9th position in the World Constructors' Championships ever since the Formula 1 season in 2018. But last season really hit differently. It's rare for Formula 1 teams to get 0 in the Constructors' Championship. Nikita Mazepin was cut off from the team for a different reason entirely. Because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the driver and the team sponsor Uralkali was let go from Formula 1. Haas had to cut his funding, which came from Uralkali. That's why he wasn't a driver for the team anymore. Since he's out of the picture, it's now Mick who is talk of the town. Mick Schumacher broke the record of the most race starts without scoring a single point. He was part of 27 races and did not score even just 1 point. His debut last year was admittedly not the best debut a driver could have. His second year in the sport wasn't that good either. Because of this, rumours are making their way into the Formula 1 community that Haas is looking to replace Mick Schumacher for the coming season of Formula 1. One of the reasons we're hearing this is because of the crash that took place in Saudi Arabia. That cost the team about $1 million, and just a few weeks back, he crashed the car again, and that was in Monaco. The not-so-rookie driver has been involved in far too many crashes this season. That was a really bad crash as well. Other drivers were worried about him because they saw how bad the crash was on the grid. Mick broke the car in half. Well, Formula 1 cars are supposed to do that to protect drivers from suffering serious injuries during crashes. Maybe because this time around he has a far more competitive car than the one he had last year. Also, since Nikita was replaced, Mick has a more experienced and competitive teammate with him this season. Kevin Magnussen has been in Formula 1 for years. At the first race of the season, he gave them their first points in the past 2 years. He's been finishing in front as high as P5 this season. You can imagine how happy Gunther and the rest of Haas were. Indeed, they had waited years for this moment. As of this moment, Kevin Magnussen is currently 12th in the World Championship with 15 points, given his experience and age in Formula 1. Mick says that he and Kevin have been pushing each other to the limit this season. He says that he's looking to use the pressure to deliver better results after the Monaco crash. To be fair, he's showing us better results compared to last year, especially during qualifying. It's just that the crashes he was into were so big, it outweighs his good performance. So imagine all of that, plus a lineup of Formula 1 drivers who can't wait to replace you. I can only wonder how Mick Schumacher feels. The pressure is never ending for this man, and we are all sure that he knows that he needs to deliver the best results in order to stay in the sport. He was the top driver in both Formula 2 and Formula 3, so he definitely deserves a place in Formula 1. He just has to prove to us, and to Haas of course, that he deserves to stay. In an interview, he revealed that he's seen this before. I've said this quite a while. I've had those circumstances before, such as in Formula 3 on Formula 2, where I started off in a very difficult position and then got a lot of pressure, and that just kind of made me go quicker, so feed the pressure. To Gunther Steiner though, Haas doesn't hold Mick's future in Formula 1, Ferrari does. That's sort of true in some way since he's a part of their academy. That's also his dad's past team. The unfortunate thing is, Ferrari can't give him a seat in Formula 1 since they have Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz signed at the time, and they've been in the team for years. I bet Mick can't wait that long, and so do we, so Haas still plays a big role in his career as a race driver. Some of the potential drivers the Haas Formula 1 racing team has been eyeballing, including Robert Schwartzman, Antonio Giovinazzi, who left Formula 1 just last season, Callum Lott and Arthur Leclerc. Charles Leclerc's younger brother, are a few Ferrari drivers who could contest for a Haas 2023 seat. Mick can still sign with the team, but that's all up to his performance this season. According to team principal Gunther Steiner, the team is trying their best to help Mick Schumacher score points despite different opinions, and we've seen the results recently because of their support. During the Azerbaijan Grand Prix last weekend, Mick finished in P14. That's a lot closer to getting points than his past results. He's showing us that he's developed and is willing to stay in Formula 1. Hopefully he'll be more consistent and won't have any more crashes